Rich mystery author Harlan Thrombey's family is there for his Massachusetts mansion's 85th birthday celebration. Fran, Harlan's housekeeper, discovers him dead with his throat cut the following morning. Despite the fact that private investigator Benoit Blanc is recruited undercover to look into Harlan's death, Lieutenant Elliot and Trooper Wagner still consider it to be a suicide. Blanc discovers that Harlan's ties with his numerous relatives were tense. The day before he passed away, Harlan made threats against his son-in-law Richard for cheating on his daughter Linda, his daughter-in-law Joni for thieving from him, his son Walt for being dismissed from his self-published firm, and his grandson Ransom. Without Blanc's knowledge, Harlan's nurse Marta Cabrera mistakenly mixed up his meds, giving the impression that she had given him an excessive quantity of morphine. Unable to locate the antidote, she gave Harlan only a few minutes to survive. Marta was instructed to fabricate a fake alibi, and Harlan then stabbed his own death in order to protect Marta's family from attention. Her mother was an illegal immigrant. Marta was following Harlan's directions when his elderly mother noticed her but thought she was Ransom. Marta can't lie without throwing up, so when questioned, she responds truthfully but incompletely. As they investigate the premises, she consents to help Blanc with his inquiry and hides any proof of her acts. To everyone's surprise, Marta is the only beneficiary when Harlan's will is read aloud. Ransom saves her from the family's fury, but he tricks her into telling him what happened. He offers his assistance in return for a portion of the fortune. Walt threatens to reveal Marta's mother's visa status as the other Thrombeys attempt to convince her to reject the bequest. A portion of Harlan's toxicology report and a blackmail message are sent to Marta. When they arrive to the medical examiner's office in their car with Ransom, it has burnt down. An email inviting Marta to meet the blackmailer is sent to her. When a brief automobile pursuit, Blanc and the police catch up with them, and Ransom is taken into custody after Blanc claims that Harlan's mother witnessed Ransom leaving Harlan's room the night before he died. Fran is high when Marta finds him at the meeting place. She starts CPR while dialing an ambulance. Despite Ransom already knowing about her, she confesses to Blanc and resolves to notify the family that she killed Harlan, which would make the will void under the Slayer rule. Marta discovers a copy of the entire toxicology report at the mansion among Fran's cannabis supply. Blanc receives it from Marta without having read it, and when she notices that it only reveals a small amount of morphine in Harlan's system, she cuts Marta off before she can confess. Blanc conveys the following conclusions to Marta, Ransom, and the detectives. Ransom switched the contents of Harlan's prescription bottles and stole the antidote after learning that Harlan was leaving everything to Marta so that she would murder Harlan and lose her right to the inheritance. However, Marta gave Harlan the right prescription since she instinctively knew it by its viscosity, and she didn't realize she had poisoned him until she read the label. When it was revealed that the death was a suicide, Ransom recruited Blanc undercover to reveal Marta. Fran sent Ransom the extortion note after spotting him fiddling with the murder scene. He mailed the letter to Marta and set fire to the medical examiner's office to destroy any proof of her innocence after realizing that Marta was not to blame for Harlan's death, despite the fact that Marta still believed she was. He intentionally overdosed Fran on morphine so that Marta would be discovered in possession of Fran's body. Marta informs Ransom that Fran has survived and will accuse him after receiving a call from the hospital, which leads Ransom to furiously admit that he tricked her into killing Harlan. Marta suddenly throws up on him, and Fran has already passed away. He assaults her with a knife from Harlan's collection, which turns out to be a retractable staged knife, realizing he has been caught since Wagner has filmed the dialogue. The police detain Ransom after seeing his attempted murder of Marta and recording his murder confession. There is a message from Harlan that informs Linda about her husband's infidelity. After noticing a little bloodstain on Marta's shoe, Blanc confesses to her that he had a sneaking suspicion she had a hand in the killing of Harlan. Marta, with the rest of the family gathered below, watches as Ransom is brought into arrest from the balcony of her mansion.